Hello there, boys and girls. This is Arik the Freak Marshall. And today's story is entitled The Haunting of Tim Ov, Record Company Man. Tim Ov used to be a musician, yet when he played there was always a glitch. For you see, Tim Ov lacked talent, so his rock star dreams he did ditch. He decided to use music for profit. Get rich, yeah, that'll be my niche. So that's what he did, and the once artsy kid became a greedy old son of a bitch. Tim Ov soon became a record company man, working for a major label. Tim Ov worked hard and was finally able to buy a big home with a maid named Mabel, get some work on his face to look like Clark Gable, have a television in his Porsche complete with cable, build a room with arcade games and a giant pool table. Yeah, Tim thought, my life is like a fable. At first, Tim Ov would only seek the music that to his heart did speak. He would only sign artists who were bold and unique, while ignoring those posers who were common and weak. Yet the more money he made, the more he desired. If I can keep this up, by 40 I'll be retired. But if I sign great artists who flop, I'll be fired. Soon, sadly, his passion for music expired. Music to Tim became a product to be sold, to increase his bank account and fatten his billfold. If his artists weren't platinum and instead just gold, Tim Ov was like, fuck you, you're out in the cold. One day at his desk, while a cigar he did puff, Tim Ov did think, I need more stuff. Besides, my house just isn't big enough. I want the biggest on the block, Tim shouted in a huff. Tim Ov soon had his coveted expansion after purchasing a $1 million mansion. Multi-million-dollar mansion, rather. The biggest on the block, just like Tim wanted. How you like me now? To his friends, Tim taunted. Most thought him rude, but Tim laughed, undaunted. Tiny did Tim realize his new mansion was haunted. On his first night alone, Tim was feeling quite high. So many rooms to fill with the stuff he would buy, when suddenly a purple haze caught the corner of his eye, and a voice said, "Excuse me while I diss this guy." Tim Ov yelled in fright, "Who plays these sick tricks?" Then heard some loud psychedelic guitar licks. "It is I," said the voice, "James Marshall Hendrix, and tonight, Tim Ov, your wagon will fix." Tim Ov in terror from the room did dart. As he ran, he heard a sound above the pounding of his heart. A piano playing and a voice saying, "This is only the start of our requiem. It was Amadeus Mozart." Tim screamed, "I've lost my mind. I must regain control." Another voice said, "Why not lose your mind? You've already lost your soul." Excuse me, someone just texted me and I had to erase their comment from the screen. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Why not lose your mind? You've already lost your soul. Tim Ov shouted, "Who is this new voice in my brain?" In response, the new voice did begin to explain, "Since through money is how you've decided to attain your nirvana, we have, never mind, it was Kurt Cobain." Overcome with panic, Tim staggered as if drunk, then tripped over some boxes of newly bought junk. A voice of Mysterioso said, "Tim, you's a punk. Round midnight, your ass is mine." It was Thelonious Monk. Tim crawled to the door, desperate to get away. As he struggled with the door handle, he heard a woman's voice say, "Since you have misused Miss Music and pimped her for pay, you shall hang like strange fruit." It was Billie Holiday. Tim cried, "Why is it me you harass?" A godfatherly voice said, "On talent you pass, and instead make money off music shallow or crass. This is James Brown, clown, and it's gonna be a stone cold gas to get some big payback when I put my good foot in your ass." Tim thought he'd have a heart attack like comedian Chris Farley. So he pleaded, "I'll sell this house, all the cars, even my Harley. From now on, I'll only sign artists who are rad and gnarly." "This be the right thing to do, man," spoke the ghost of Bob Marley. Suddenly the spirits returned to the place from which they came, and Tim Ov was left once again alone in company with only his shame. With hands on his heads to himself, with hands on his heads? The fuck is he? A Siamese twin? With hands on his head to himself he said, "I have only myself to blame. I lost my love of music illuminated by the muse's flame, and instead chose those who were lame, tame, all the same, seeking only to make a name through fortune, fame, and acclaim. To me it became a game. How to get the biggest house, no matter what the cost, and have people work for me who were paid to be bossed. And the power to tell 'em, if you can't sell 'em, it's off my label, your ass is tossed." That spirit was right when he said, "Though I found the big bread, in the process, my soul has been lost. This ostentatious, ego-driven big house, how I wish that I could bomb it." Then Tim Ov threw up from disgust with himself, which is quite the fitting end, for Tim Ov, spelled backwards, is vomit. Postscript. And as Tim Ov sat there reflecting on the spirit's supernatural barrage, he heard a final voice whisper, deaf to the sonic mirage. At first Tim wondered which ghost genius was this, then smiled with the answer now known. For Tim was surprised when he realized that the sound of the voice was his own. Thank you, boys and girls. Never forget real music. It's very important. It's a very important part of your life. It reconnects you to life and the universe and soul and truth. Do not buy the lie. Do not buy the lie. Seek the truth, my youth. It will set you free. For if you buy the lie, you shall become a prisoner, a slave to the machine.